Mark Enright leads Marlborough Football Club through the banner for the try and wrestle back the A-grade title. Boys are looking keen and fit. Last time these two sides met, it was nearly 4 goal the difference, so Marlborough's got a bit of making up to do.
Marlborough's kicking with a win in the first quarter.
Won the toss, Ackland to do ruck against Malcolm Saunders. See, Brenton Dutchke's got the job on Richard Jones there by the look of it, and that's about the only match up in the centre square. The umpire blew it, puts the ball down for the first time. Saunders against Ackland. Ackland doesn't really win it, but gets it to Enright anyway. His left foot kick goes down in the direction where Dudley mops up. Dudley swings play out to the outer wing, and
beats Jared Christian to the boundary.
Jared Christian matched up there with young Aaron Bilney, so that'll be a good matchup. A couple of young guns. Umpire to throw it in now. Saunders against Ackland again. Saunders uses the body. Ackland just steals it out of the air. Well done. His left foot kick goes to nowhere and comes off the boot of Richard Jones, and another throw in, probably 5 metres around. Nothing really happening yet. Ball in again. Ackland tries to steal it but can't. Saunders gets the better of him. It's gruffled out the back. Looked like, I think Jarrett's...
Yep, free after disposal there.
Yeah. Is it Scruff, Christian? Got the ball?
I think it is, yep.
It is. Thanks there to added extras. Christian gets it up in the real direction. Stumped away from him. Comes to ground. Flappers Dudley's in there. Over the top and stacks on the mill. Just done sorting himself. Tomo comes out of that pack. Rule, Flappers Dudley, and Eddie Betts. So all the hard nuts are in around at the moment. Ackland again against Saunders. Ackland decisively this time out in the Dutchke direction. He can't do nothing with it. I reckon that's Jared Murphy butters up there to pushes it forward. Kane Murphy it was. Pushed it forward, but...
Interestingly, Timmy Caulfield's lined up on the very dangerous Michael Hooker.
A bit on behind play. Jones and Dutchke having a bit of a dust up, so play goes on. Chip kick down to Saunders in the centre. Now he plays on straight away. Kick smothered. And then Murphy gets a crude tackle. Well, it wasn't even a tackle. It was just as he was running past, Saunders tried to take his head off. So Murphy gets a free kick. Just a bit of a touch up for young Murph to see how he's going to handle it. And I reckon they're going the wrong approach if that's the way. Murphy looks at field. Someone to lead. Puts it out in front of the rule area, and he has taken a strong grab.
That was a magnificent kick.
It was. He waited on it.
Yep.
He waited for everyone to move, and
the weighting of the kick to the lead was just perfect.
Wasn't it? Spot on, Gav. So Rule, probably he'd be 35 out, 45 angle, kicking with a bit of wind going across him from right to left, so you need to put it out to this right side point post, and he does. That's not a bad looking kick, isn't it?
Perfect kick.
Nearly where he aimed it. Well done. So Marlborough's first to draw blood here, and
that's in the first 2 to 3 minutes of the game, so they're up and away early.
Come from a pretty indiscreet free kick from Saunders when they did have the ball in their possession, and the resultant free kick found Rule on a lead. So a good start for the Ranger boys, and all starts again from the centre. Ackland probably got the better of Saunders in the couple of touches they've had.
Interesting. Why would John O'Warrior not be in the ruck?
Well, I don't know. They have been going with Saunders, Gav, for the last few weeks, so... but Marlborough Range have just introduced Ackland to the game. So here he goes again. Ackland tried to grab it again, but couldn't. So the ball get knocked to Enright, who feeds back to Leroy Whedon. Whedon looking for Murphy again out there in opposed to Ashley Miller. Miller actually well done, this time... wins that contest one-on-one, so his kick goes to no one. Thompson barges the pack, comes through strongly, gets his boot on the ball, and Rule just in front of Charlie Bilney there. So Rule puts the ball forward up in the Kukul direction. He can't get a hold of it. The ball spills out there to the boundary line, and Patterson, and I think it's Billy O'Roderick as opposed to Patterson see the ball over the boundary line. So interesting start. Ball thrown in high. Patterson in ruck this time. And it's Billy O. Comes out to Murph. He's just taken out of it. Kukul picks up the loose ball. Looks for Dorwood. Now Dorwood around the body kick. Normally a good disposal, but dropping back right on the last line is Dudley. But the ball's gone through. A minor score. Richard Jones doing the kicking in for Mallee Park.
It's been into Marlborough forward lines 3 times in the first 3 minutes. Hasn't yet been into... what a shocking kick, gee.
Was too. Totally intercepted by Ducky there, but just couldn't get it back. So they worked the ball wide here. Now brings it out to Bobby Shane. Bobby Shane swings onto his left quickly. Gets the ball to young Miller, I think it is, yeah. He gets it on further afield, looking for Igor. Igor's right smack bang in the middle nearly, into the grease pot.
That will be a magnificent contest. Leroy Whedon and Igor Johncock,
won't it? So it goes on. Ball now knocked back to Leroy Whedon direction. He gets it to Christian, back to Whedon. That was good play. 1-2, gets a quick kick out in the Coombs direction, but he loses it. Dudley butters up. In comes Simpson to lend a hand, but eludes them all and's gone over the boundary line. So good start. First time Mallee Park have actually gone forward with the ball off a thrust from the half-back line, so let's keep an eye on that. Bobby Shane just found a little bit of space out in the side here. Can't afford that latitude on him.
Looks like Igor is ruck roving, changing with Eddie Betts.
Igor's in among it now there with Ackland. He's diving around and umpire Blewett comes in and says, "I'll bounce that, thanks very much." Simo gets up with the ball. Good lad. Well done. Up it goes again. I think that was Christian got that tap out. Well done. Henry's got it to Enright, who gets it down to Kukul. He's one-hander, didn't work. But through come Patterson. But the ball now spills out wide out here to, I'm quite sure who that is. His little check side dribble kick around the corner to beat Davey. He's getting scragged out of it. And did. Thompson got the ball. Rule rode that tackle beautifully. Got it back to Thompson. He avoids the Bobby Shane tackle. Gets around on his left foot and centres it. He nearly... didn't see that gap. Play on. Richard Jones gets it right. The flappers. Dudley running down the wing now. They're away, Malleys. He looks further afield for Eddie Betts and found him. Betts right on 50. Goes back, has a look at him. Who's up there? Yes, a nice lead and a good mark, young hooker. He plays on immediately. Gets it around. Down in the direction here. Enright's in the lead to the ball. Bobby Shane beat Davey, but Enright gets his kick down the Thompson direction. He's got a little bit of space. Gets it on now. Donga Dorwood's in a mile of space. Murphy's telling him, go with it, go with it. Gets the ball down in the Patterson direction. Didn't quite carry. Battering up's Rule. Well done. Back to Patterson, but the boundary line's going to be too close. Jeepers. Well, tell me that wasn't quick enough. Anyway, the boundary umpire's going to throw it back in. Patterson to do ruck with David Bilney, is it?
Bilney it
is. Yeah, misses all of them. John O'Warry at the back takes the ball. He feeds it out. I reckon this is young Bilney, Aaron Bilney now with the ball. Sweeps through centre with it, looking for Saunders, then found him.
Mark.
Good mark to Saunders. Protected himself. Goes back, held up a bit by Whedon. Good play. Marlborough's players flooding back. Saunders' kicks a scrubber beat, gets it, gishes off really nicely to young Hooker. Hooker's left foot kick down the forward line to Richards and just evades him and it's over the boundary line. Graham Charlton opposed to young Richards down there. Interesting to see what they do with Charlie today. I reckon there's a spot for him at centre half forward if there's need be. Charlton to do the contest now. Malcolm Saunders against him. No one really wins it. Thompson mops up. Gets a long sweeping handball out in the Leroy Whedon direction. But Aaron Bilney forces the issue there and the ball's rushed over the boundary line. About 55 out of side. Mallee Park on the attack. Saunders, Christian to do ruck. No one really gets it. I think it was Igor or Kirchison, not quite sure. Igor. So with a little bit of mucking around there with the ball, Malleys, they've now got it to Hooker. Hooker now looks downfield and finds Eddie Betts. Now he's wide. He's kicking straight into the wind. And you wouldn't be one to have a lazy 100 on him, Gav, I tell you.
I'll tell you what, I reckon this will be a magnificent kick if he kicks that from there.
I'd rather put me lazy 100 on the bar. But anyway, back to the kicker. I know what he's like at kicking, this young kid, but he's going to give it a ride. Too much on it, up in the air, fall in the goal square. Big thump by Charlie over the top. Enright now butters up, out on the 45, taken out of it by Davey, and Enright's going to get a kick out of that.
That was a soft free kick, I reckon.
Well, not much at all. They were both at it. and probably Enright just the way he went down. Anyway, gets a long sweep and kick out to the wing. Whedon couldn't get it, but Richard Jones does. Jones now turns tide back the other way, looks for Betts, and over the top, Thompson. Now that'll be a free to Betts, I think. Play on's the call, is it? And around the boundary line goes, I reckon, Jonathan Warrior's up forward. And his long kick over the other side's found Michael Hooker at the back of the pack, so...
I think Michael Hooker's had 5 kicks in this first quarter, and Timmy Caulfield hasn't had a touch.
Nah. He's definitely getting more than he should be at the moment, Hooker. So, be interesting to see what they do there. And that's out of the stadium, Gav. She's going to go straight in the front door up the old Bodine's place. Be a bloke like Andy Page would be still over there. That's a stat for him. Anyway, that was a good passage of play. They tacked down the dead side over there, as we'd call it. Pappy's run another ball out, but yep, here she comes. Well done, umpire Papazopoulos. Always had trouble with that name. But so Mallee Park on the board, 1 goal to 1 goal 1, and I'd say they've had the better of it in the last 5, Gav.
Yeah, they have.
Bad bounce. Jonathan Warrior gets it to Igor. He's handball to really no one in particular, overrun by Enright, overrun by Malcolm Miller, and stacks on it there. Whedon gets a quick handball to Ackland. His rough-looking kick forward makes a lot of ground up in the rural direction. Dudley over the top couldn't take it. Taken off the ball there, I think, was Hutchison, was it? But or Darren Miller it was. And no, umpire Blewett's called it back because there was no advantage. So probably a fair decision there, Gav, because he...
John O'Warrior out here on the top side will be the recipient of this kick, I'd reckon.
More space there than between Mark Jackson's ears, I tell you. Anyway, he gets it on. Michael Hooker's taken another mark and played on immediately. Pushes it out in front of Malcolm Miller. Miller's kick now looking for his old man in Malcolm Saunders, but can't find him. But still fortuitously falls to Saunders. He's handball to beat Davey. Misses that target, but it's good enough to get it on. Davey beats it, batters up again. But Simpson intercepts. So he's long sweep and kick out into space. Out in front of Aaron Bilney. And it'll go over the boundary line in front of the umpire's box there. So she's pretty vigorous, Gav.
Very quick, and each side is keeping their forward lines open, and it's been a fast open game. And at this stage of the game, the weather looks like it's going to hold out, and we should have a fast open game all day.
Well, then right on Jones there, and Jones won it out. O'Roderick gets it out, and that's to Betts. Now, he's been important early. Betts, Michael Hooker and Timmy Caulfield, and one-on-one, you were just not good enough in that situation, mate.
Yeah, I think there's going to have to be a change straight away there. Timmy's just finding himself in all sorts of strife.
He is, isn't he? He's just too elusive. The ball just seems to come to him, Gav. But that was a good contest, and Michael Hooker definitely up to the challenge there. Has a kick, and that one swings right away. Look, that's out in the full. So, good mark and good skills, but when it come down to the crunch, just not a good kick off the boot. Charlton's the recipient of the free kick. Down in the back pocket, a chip kick, finds Jared Murphy. Now, Murph still deep in defence. Goes long and wide this time, looking out there in the rural direction, I think, or was his brother Kane. He got a bit of a shove out of it. Yep. Over the back it goes to Jones. Ducky hot on his hammer. Dutchke's going to worry him out of that, and he did too. So out of that one kick, they probably pushed the ball 70 yards down the field to have it out in the wing. So they...
Young Dutchke's doing very well on Richard Jones at this stage. They rely so heavily on Jones, and he's not really been able to get into the game so far.
He's doing good. Throw in. Ackland again, I think it was. No, it was Christian. Took that out of it, but couldn't get rid of it. Now it spills out the back to young Murph. Murph gets it over to Leroy Whedon. Then goes back to Matty West. Matty West straight through the centre glove. Gets a nice kick out into the space here in front of... Oh, Patterson missed what he probably should have took. Enright mops up there. Gets a sweep and handball back to Dorwood. Now Dorwood looks up and has Rule leading for him.
Now Rule would have a shot from here. He's got the wind right behind his back.
And it's not beyond in the distance. That's not going to even worry him. It's just going to be whether he can ride the ball through. So he's now sort of committed, Gav. Most of the holes are filled up, so he's got to go for this shot.
I'd be confident he'd kick this.
A rule, probably 45. We need to kick it 50 anyway to get it there. And he might just scrape a point in. Didn't strike the ball good, Gav.
It's always a danger, isn't it, when you start singing their praises?
Probably could have got back quicker and given it off in that circumstance. But anyway, he's a good kick for goal, really. So Jones to bring it back in. Ducky stands the mark. So Ducky's definitely got the job on Jones. He seems to be going everywhere he goes.
I don't know what's happening with Bobby Shane Dudley. He hasn't
attracted no one, has he?
No.
And
hasn't got himself on the play yet, but nor has he really had much attention.
John O'Warrior gets a little kick from Richard Jones, then gives it on, and I think that's young Betts, is it? He swings on the left. No, it wasn't Betts, sorry, it was Darren Miller. Darren Miller finds Igor Johncock right in the centre. He gets a long kick now out into the space behind everyone, and I reckon that's a good grab to, that's young Eddie Betts. Now, he's been prominent, Gavy. He's probably had 4 or 5 good, clean touches. So here's another one coming up. Looks at and puts it out in front of Richards, and Richards, as opposed to Charlton, just give him the slip, and that kick just too good. So Richards from probably 35 on the other side. He's got to put it back straight into the wind here, so we'll see how he goes. He sat it up, give it a ride. Caulfield in front's just pushed it straight over behind, and it's out of bounds, right on the point post, on the attacking side. Mallee Park deep in it too. So it'll be Charlton to do the ruck against Saunders. Murphy goes the back of the pack, so does Johncock. Now, Johncock just snaggled that. He's put a half kick forward and scrambling to it was Westy. He got it away. Enright brushes one off, dishes a handball out. Now, this will be Timmy's first touch, so good one. Make it a good one, Tim. Does too. But in the road is young Malcolm Miller. Miller now looking for someone to give it to. He's got Beat Davey leading, but Jared Christian's going to step in. No, he won't. He completely missed that. Over the back was Murphy. He dishes the handball off to the running Enright.
He's got plenty of time now.
Looks up ahead, and he's got Brenton Dutchke, who's now running off Richard Jones. So this is good football. Dutchke gets the ball around to Kukul direction. A half chance there for Kukul. Patterson pushes it on. He just could not keep it in. I think the ball ended up hitting the post. Bad luck. That was good work by Patterson to keep it alive.
And it was extremely good work by Brenton Dutchke to run off Richard Jones and create the opportunity.
Wasn't it? We've got a bit of a blue going on in the centre here. I think now young Murph was involved in it. There's a player down behind the play too, Gav. Did you pick up who that is?
I didn't pick up who that was.
I think it's a Marble Range player by the look of it.
No, it's not Leroy Whedon.
Enright.
Mark Enright, okay.
So there's a free kick down here to Mike Kukul. I can't work out for the life of me what this is about, whether it's because Enright got felled after the play or what, but he's not looking good, Enright, at the moment.
I reckon that'll make him feel a bit better.
But obviously he must have got unceremoniously dumped after he got rid of the ball, or...
He's looking a bit...
Gingerly.
Yeah, looking a bit weary.
I might have took a bit out of him. Anyway, Mega's a good man. He's hard at it, and he'll be back there in amongst it in 2 seconds when she hits the turf. So that was a good goal to I was going to say North Melbourne. They probably needed one last night or two, but to Marble Range. And I can't work out what it was for. It must have been for after delivery, and it's gone down to the goal square. That's all I could work out there. But anyway, back in the centre. Tiller puts it down this time. Ackland goes up. Can't get it out. Yeah, he does. Gets half a boot on it. No, he doesn't. Malcolm Miller swings around on the right. Gets it down towards Bobby Shane. Rebounds. Igor and... Back from Enright to Thompson. We'll pick that up in the second, Gav. Keep an eye on it. A good mark. And Jared Murphy just got taken out of it by, I think it was Billy O'Roderick.
Yeah, I think you're right there. And in the centre, young Clint Ackland was having a quiet whisper to Trevor Johncock.
So she's happening here. Now, Murph doesn't look real good either, so pretty obvious tactics here from Mallee Park. They're just trying to sort him out. Now he's going to have to come off, young Murphy. He's not well at all. Craig Dorwood's got the resultant free kick out of this all. He's the one going to take it. Enright's just having a word to young Murph, so he's not well, young Murph, at all. He is not well at all. So, and I doubt whether Enright is, but it's going to take more than a brick Scheitenhausen to stop Enright, particularly today. So
this would be a big call for Craig Dorwood to kick this from, he'd be 40 to 45 metres out.
He would be, because I'm pretty sure Igor's back a bit on that mark, so what you're looking at is not exactly where the mark is. I think it's more like 50, so he's going to have a good go at it here. I just think it might be a bit beyond him. He's a good kick, Dorwood. We'll see how he goes. He's got under that and given it a hell of a good ride. Now that is all there. That is all there. Well done.
I'll tell you what, that's had the desired effect on the Marlborough Range team.
It has, and it's just what you need. Like, if they want to come out and give a few frees away, you kick goals off them, it definitely demoralises the opposition. So Mallee Park either got to just tighten up and play a bit of footy here, or Marlborough Range keep getting free kicks like that and scoring goals, and they could get away from them. And a good kick, so it'll be interesting. We'll check up on young Murph later to see how he is. Luke Nettles come on now to take his place on the half-forward flank, so
he's up and about in the trainer's hands. He looks like he'll be okay.
Good. Anyway, Ackland got the tap. Thompson tried to get one off the ground, couldn't. Malcolm Miller does some fancy footwork, gets it through. Eddie Betts, Dorwood tried to intercept but couldn't. Comes to Bobby Shane. He gets it on now to Michael Hooker. Hooker's little kick finds Malcolm Saunders, who's just standing there doing nothing. Now there's still a bit going on here. There's a bit of tension. Betts is in amongst it. Hooker's in amongst it. Thompson's in there. And all in all, she's just a little get to know each other, and
they'll know each other better by the end of the day, I reckon. Oh,
so Saunders' kick has missed, and that is a very costly miss, because that was good work. They actually were on the rebound then. They needed to score a goal, and they should have.
Oh, gee whiz. Stonger Dorwood just... he's giving a fair bit of attention to young Malcolm Miller.
Saunders now got the mark again. He plays on straight away. Good shepherd there by Betts on Charlton. They get the ball forward. Thompson's in amongst it all. He gets a sweeping handball. Enright gets it out to young Worms Hull. Wormburner sends one out here in the direction of Caulfield. Malcolm Miller had to look at that one. Didn't. Hooker gets it on. Bobby Shane's running free now. Gets a left foot on it, and that is about as true as you'd want to see one. That was not bad football. Bit of quick work there by young Mallee. Bobby Shane mopped it up. Very good. So Hooker's now having to talk to. I think
he's been reported, has he?
I think they're asking whether he's got blood on him, Gav. I'm not quite sure what the story is, but they're definitely having to talk to Michael Hooker here. Our cameraman right on the spot there and picked that straight up. Well done. Now, so, everything's rosy. Hooker's got a drink, so he must have been talking to Michael about what he was drinking last night down the Tasman or something, Gav. I don't know.
Too good for me, Cactus.
Anyway, Blewett's got the ball again, and he's going to put it down. What a correct way to bounce it, but what a shocker it come off. Ackland steals that. Now he just gets a kick hurriedly, gets ceremoniously dumped after he gets rid of it. Rule takes a grab, and that is a good grab. He needs to do a few more of them. Malcolm Miller and young Donga's still having a go. Malcolm's sparring around, I think. Yeah, he'll be sparring if Donga wants to let one fly. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. She's on here everywhere. Rule from about 45, straight in front. He should kick this. He's got a left to right to left, sorry, and he's just given it a bit too much, and when he done that, he had to hook it.
I think we'll leave him alone. We won't make any further predictions with the rule, I don't think.
So, Jones with the ball again.
Bobby Shane Dudley, straight down the middle is where it's going, I reckon.
There it is, and who's got it? That man again now. he is starting to pick him up pretty easily. That kick wasn't good, but Flappers Dudley makes enough ground to get it. Mally Miller peels off. Doesn't go for him. Goes for Jono Warrior. Warrior now spins onto the left. He's got Igor. Igor, he was gone. Well done, Leroy's pulled him up. He shows him the ball, dances around, gives it to Warrior. Warrior gives it back to Bobby Shane in the centre. Now they're playing with it. Back to Warrior again. You're in no man's land, mate. Gets a quick kick on it, and that's not just a quick kick. It just faded. Gee, that didn't look bad, did it?
Certainly, that looked very good.
It faded just at the end there. It was only a bee's diaphragm in that, as Big Rexy Baby would say. But that was a bit of a let-off because they sort of had a bit of control of the ball.
Yeah, they had every opportunity there.
So, Enright does a long kick out in the... and Malcolm Saunders again, out in the Charlton direction. That's twice Malcolm Saunders now has rebounded off a kick in. He gives it to Jono Warrior. He's outside 50, goes for the long kick. Caulfield falls back on Hooker, takes him out of it. That was well done. Whedon attacks the balls, given plenty of room by Charlton. His kick gets dumped after he got rid of it. Todd Coombs, you've got to do something. Couldn't do it that time. Gets it out the back to Simpson. He's over the ball. I thought like, it could have been a bit high there, but anyway. That's the siren to end the quarter, and at quarter time.
3-goal 4 to Marlborough Range, 2-goal 2 Mallee Park. And I think Mallee Park will be pretty happy with that quarter, given there's a reasonably strong breeze favouring the southern end.
And yeah, Marlborough Range probably missed a few that they could have kicked, probably just trying to kick him from too far out. But no, there was good passages of play. Actually, the first goal from Mallee Park was a gem of a passage, and Marlborough Range's opening goal was good straight out of the centre. Few guys starting to really find a bit now.
And there's certainly all of the normal spoils of a grand final. There are no real easy kicks, and certainly if you're not prepared to get in and get amongst it, you're not going to feature today.
Well, there's an order for another great quarter of footy here. Just waiting for the spectators to clear. Ackland again in the centre. Enright, Simpson, Dutchke, Betts, Saunders, Jonesy and Bobby Shane for the Malleys, boys. Here we go. Blew it to put the ball down. Bit happening behind the player with Matty West. Ackland tried to pluck it out, couldn't. Simpson gets it. They get rid of him pretty easy. Dutchke off the ground. Goes to Billy O. He avoids a Christian tackle over the top of Hooker and Caulfield. Out comes young Richards and avoids him and everybody. So the ball in one kick is dribbled down to the forward pocket for Mallee Park. And they're kicking probably with a little bit of wind. They've got to play at this top side and they could utilise it really well. Throwing in. Charlton to do battle against Billy O. Gets it to Simpson. He just takes one to the boundary and gets it out to the 50. Well done, lad.
That was a lovely tap.
Was. Straight out the back of the hand there. Good to see a bloke's palming the ball too. I reckon you get more direction out of palming the ball than you do just thumping it. Back to come in again. Murph it is to do it. Eddie Betts chips in. Simo gets a boot on it this time, but only as far as Aaron Bilney. I think that was touched by young Scruffy, but a play on was the call anyway. Jones receives it from a quick one. Comes out in the Betts and Hooker direction, but Caulfield mops that up. I think he's just starting to worry Michael Hooker a bit now, Caulf. Westy's got the ball and he's unceremoniously just put over the boundary, and the ball will be thrown in right on the 50. And thank you very much, Westy. Just said...
didn't really appreciate that, I don't think.
Nah, pretty sure he didn't. But anyway, he's a tough... Billy O takes it out of the air, gives it to Igor, who gives it to Eddie Betts, and thank you very much, a left foot snap. And that's not a bad little goal.
I think Charlie must have thought somebody was going to mark that. He just let it go.
Yeah, he seemed to. He
got called out, I think, by somebody.
But that was straight off the throw-in, and a good bit of work. Got the ball down to Igor out the back, forward of the play, and a running Eddie Betts put it through for a sausage roll.
Well, that happened at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. The second quarter. So they're up and away early. Scores a 3-goal 4 to 3-goal 2 in Marlborough Range's favour.
2 points. Tiller puts it down. Ackland jumps high, so does Saunders. Thompson gets one off the ground, but it's mopped up there by Ashley Miller. His kick around the body finds out towards Igor Johncock, and it'll beat him and Leroy Whedon over the boundary line. So out in front of the windsock now. Umpire to put it in. It's Murph to do battle with Billio. So no one's really going to win that except Thompson. He was just standing there by himself and it come to him. Wrapped up by Jonathan Warrior. Sorry, it was not Billio. And the ball just pushed around the boundary line a bit further and goes out there in front of Leroy Whedon. So umpire to do it again. Ackland comes in and Jono. But at the back, Thompson misses probably what he should have got hold of him. Betts just mops up the dregs at the back and his kick just misses.
Now it looks like Mark Enright has teamed up on the ever dangerous Bobby Shane Dudley.
Well, we mentioned that before that he was getting a bit of it, Bobby Shane, so it'll be a good contest because Enright will still have to put a bit of influence on this game. Charlton to kick in, long bomb. Out in the Eddie Betts direction, intercepted by Christian, who spoiled it. Comes down to beat Davey, but beaten there by Leroy Whedon, gets it to Wormburner. The burner, she's heading around the boundary and gets one straight out in front of Ruley. Well done.
Maxie's heading straight down the centre, and I reckon it's coming across to him, is it?
Here comes, just eluded Hayden, Bretton Dutchke there, and the ball's now rebounded to Bobby Shane, who got slung after he kicked it. A big punch by Charlton. Finds the Wormburner. He gets dumped as he gets rid of the ball to the boundary line, and it'll be thrown in right on the 50. Well, they were lucky to get away with that. That little missed kick when they sended the ball back there, Gav, could have nearly brought him unstuck. But a Charlton thump and a bit of smart play by the Wormburner. She's a throw-in. Jonathan Warrior stole that out of that. Got it to Igor. Now Bobby Shane running. Leroy give him a bit of a space, and Bobby Shane has mopped it up with a goal. Not a bad goal from out there either. So Mally's got the answers.
Yeah, they certainly have. They're really looking the goods in the first 5 minutes of this quarter.
Scores now 4-3 Mallee Park to 3-4 Marble Range. So they've turned it around. 5 points up. And Malcolm Saunders back in the centre against Ackland to do battle. Enright's gone to Bobby Shane, as we said, and Dutchke's still got Jones and doing a good job on Jones. This will be important, this bounce down. Marble Range must win it out of here. Ackland gets it straight to Christian. Christian's up and under. Went to sort of nowhere. Over the top come Todd Coombs for a mark. Thank you. Coombsy, got to move it on now. Looking for someone to give it off to. Kukul makes the lead and finds him. That's a good kick and a good lead, Gav.
That was a very, very good kick.
There was space there for Kukul to go to. He went to it and Coombs just popped the ball nicely in that. It was a nice, low, direct kick.
Very important goal, this one from Marble Range.
It is. It couldn't be in a better man's hands either. Big Dirty Kukul comes in now. He's about 40 out. Has a look at it and gives it a ride, Just didn't make it, Gav. The ball's knocked down now. Darren Miller done a bit of fancy dancing, but lost it. Rules picked it up.
He has too.
One around the corner, and he's
wearing it too.
But it doesn't matter because the scoreboard attendants moved over to change the score, and the goal counts. So that was good play. And Rule, ever present, was just there, picked up the loose ball. I thought young Miller was a bit too fancy with his footwork there. He danced around with it, and when he should have just probably put it out to the boundary line to safety. So Marble Range sneak back. 4-4, 4-3. 5 minutes in, second quarter. Umpire blew it. She's going to ball her up now. Probably a good idea. Ackland, now it's to his advantage. Over the top, Christian thumps it. But Miller mops it up off half back there. He's a loose man back there. Comes out. Wormburner's holding beat there. Probably just had a bit too much of his jumper, Gav, or a bit high over the back of him. But, geez, that was...
There wouldn't be too many people that Worm would get over the top of, would there?
No. And probably the same for the man with the ball, because Beat's not that big either. So it's a good little match-up with these two guys. Both hard at it type of characters. Plenty of space just in behind the mark there for someone to run into. Beat will not give it off, but I don't think I've seen him give too many away. But he's had a shot at it, and he just didn't probably square it enough.
There have been plenty of people that have missed from 40 metres out today, haven't there?
It is. I think this wind is just enough to be a worry at that distance. It's noticed in the B grade they were having shots from wide and long, and they just weren't finding the target. Anyway, bringing it in, Charlton. His kick goes in the Miller direction, mopped up there by, I think it was Billy O'Roderick, might have been. No, it wasn't. Sorry, it was Eddie Betts. But anyway, the ball rebounds through Thompson now, comes back out in the direction of Dorwood. Dorwood's got a bit of it. He looks upfield, finds Ducky running now. Dutchke has absolutely run Richard Jones into the ground here. Jonesy is flat, making a gallop. And
I think the umpire got talked into that fray.
I reckon he might have too, because I couldn't see much in it. Anyway, comes out in the Malcolm Saunders, a big spoil over the top by Matty West. Ackland tries to Blake to tackle, just got rid of it in time, I reckon. Anyway, Enright ran under it, bad luck, shock and bounce. Igor picks up the dregs, gets it out in the direction there of Cartneri, but he couldn't do anything with it. Murphy can't either, or Enright can't. He gets wrestled to the ground, and that was high.
Yep.
The ball has to come back, I think. So Enright with the ball, just backward of the wing there. Gets the ball forward up onto the wing, the true wing now. It spills out the back. Igor Johncock gets it over to Malcolm Saunders, who shows Simpson the ball and goes around him. Toddy Coombs is smothered by green and gold jumpers, but good enough to get a bit on it. Jared Christian burst through, but just couldn't get it clear. Simpson can. Gets it to Rule, back to Coombs. Coombs is swamped by Malcolm Miller. He gets it on now. He can't. Try to get a boot on it, but couldn't. And Darren Miller, I think...
Gee whiz.
Well, Gab...
That is an absolutely shocking decision.
Takes you back to the decision probably a minute ago against Marlborough Range. So they've got to set a standard, and that's not doing it.
That's not a very high standard.
It isn't, is it? So the ball now spills from Rule to Murphy. He slips as he kicks, but Patterson's good enough to get front spot there. Skews off the side of his boot as he tried to get it on. Patterson on the ground with Kukul, get it out. Dutchke's in the area. Oh, that was dodgy, but he got away with it. And Stacks on the mill.
Who's that number 16 there from Nelly Park? Billy O'Roderick. He
come in there a bit late.
Yeah, he did a bit late and a bit rough and ready. Certainly the ball wasn't his objective.
No, the ball goes down. Patterson to do ruck. Comes out. Igor's got it. He flicked on there by Miller, I think it was. He goes at it again. No, it wasn't. Cartneri comes out to... in the Hirschison's on the field now, direction. He gets a left foot on it, looking for Flappers Dudley. He's up on the wing area. Comes across Luru Whedon, trap that, you little champion. He did too. Got it to Enright. That was good play. Enright's kick looks good, and Coombs right on the end of it and gets dumped, and that will cost you. Young Bilney, that was, Aaron Bilney, and that was silly, mate. I know the guy, he's not a bad kid, but that was just downright silly. And I don't think, well, that must have been 25, Gav, because that definitely wasn't 50.
Yeah, look, Tiller couldn't miss that one. That umpire, he was about 5 metres away.
And Bilney's getting dragged for it.
That's
for that indiscretion, and Toddy Coombs has got his first goal. Actually, he's just starting to find a bit of it, Coombs.
So Bilney's been replaced by Alban Cartneri.
So Cartneri comes on. Bilney was on the wing, so it'll be interesting to see where Cartneri goes to. He's going to go onto Bilney's wing here and pick up Christian, and also coming on is Damien Dale for his first run. So Blewett tosses it up again in the centre. It goes, Ackland just takes that out of the air. Well done, gets it to a quick handball to Enright. His left foot kick comes out in front of Coombs. He slaps it back to Murph. Now that was good thinking and good football. Murphy's kick was a bit wayward, but anyway, Kukul got half a hand on it. Patterson got a hand on it. Coombs got a foot on it, and Pato's kick was just inside. Wasn't it? He probably allowed a bit too much for the win, Gav.
Yeah, that was good quick play though from Marlborough.
It was. Just deft little touches. Coombs' little foot on it. Kukul's little deft touches. He just got a flick out of it to get it out in the middle, in the passage again. And it's little things like that. They're the, 1 and 2%ers that the difference between you winning and losing. So the ball comes back now. Jones who's done a hell of a lot of running, because Dutchie is running him everywhere today and running him ragged.
And he's had the better of him, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah, I definitely Jones has not been an influence at all. So now he's going to put it in. He's forced to go long. The zone's worked well. Ackland's back on it, and he took Igor out of it. Play on's the call. No, it's not. The ball has to come back. And Mallee Park now have just lost a chance. That they definitely had the run.
What is the reason for that having to come back?
I don't know. It was. I thought if it's a mark, unless he paid the mark, Gav, that's the only reason I can think. Because if that was just a free kick, that should have normally been play on.
Well, it wasn't a mark. I don't think he dropped it. He got pulled down when he did that possession.
Yeah. So automatically it should be playing on that. I think they've just crucified Mallee Park there a bit, but anyway, it's our video and we'll say what we want to, and they didn't. So we're good umpiring. Anyway, the ball spills out the Murph, but he couldn't control it. Gets a quick kick there by Damien Dale, goes to the boundary line, and it's just beat Westy. Jeepers, and that mightn't have done him real good. He went feet first into them. Just lost his footing there at the last minute. So Ackland and Roderick now, is it? Or Warrior?
John O'Warrior.
John O'Warrior at the back there, go contest it. Through come Michael Hooker. He got it out to Igor. Back to Eddie Betts now. Betts is within scoring distance here. He lines them up after one bounce, and that's
right through the high diddle.
A sausage roll game.
Yep. Mallee Park now 5-4, trailing Marlborough Range 5-5 at the 15-minute mark of the second quarter.
Now that's probably, to my knowledge, at least 2 goals they've scored off boundary throw-ins just outside this 50 zone, and it seems to be worked out the back of that scrimmage all the time.
There's one Mallee Park player in and a couple of them out.
And Eddie, that's 2 to Eddie Betts, I think the same style.
So, yep.
So there's definitely a set play there, or whether it's just luck, but you wouldn't know with the Parkers. But anyway, the ball's back in the centre. Tiller's got it. He's still bouncing it, is he or not? Yes, he is. So
Marlborough Range have just thrown a loose player in defence.
I don't know if that idea's the go, but anyway, we'll see what happens.
They've taken Dog and Do it off the wing, and he's playing now.
Just loose across half-back.
Yep.
So the ball spills out now from Mallee Park. Comes from...
there's a throw there against Richard Saunders.
Against Malcolm Saunders.
Sorry, I beg your pardon, Malcolm.
Yeah. It was...
it was a good throw, though.
It was. So, yeah, he tried to actually have a talk to Michael about it and explain how he done it, but I just don't think Michael was listening. Anyway, the ball spun wide here to Simpson. Now, Hooker's got the prime spot. He wins it, keeps it in, gets it back to Miller. Miller's kick now goes forward looking for Beat Davey, but in flies Matty West. He tried to take a hanger. Timmy Caulfield keeps his feet, keeps it in front of Bobby Shane, and Bobby Shane just sort of give him a little swinging there to just take his feet out from under him. And the ball went out of bounds.
The same here with Hutchison behind the...
right.
Behind the
now, Eddie Betts has moved in behind the back of the pack again. Right, so it didn't work that time, but there's definitely a set play there. And the ball now rebounds from Igor back towards the goals, and his kick just misses.
I think the Rangers need to rove these boundary throw-ins defensively and get their players behind the...
definitely behind.
And in between the throw-in and the goals.
Yeah. So the kick comes out from Charlton in the end right direction. Bobby Shane steals that, gets it back into Betts. Betts back to Bobby Shane. He's going to walk in here. He has, I think, he's missed that. Yes, the goal umpire.
Hey, what a let-off.
It was. That was good 1-2 football there. There was a 1-2 and a 3-4 in that, I think. And
I think it might be fair to say that Bobby Shane's getting the better of Meeks in this quarter.
He is. He definitely is. He seemed to be getting less touches when he was running loose, Gav. So, anyway, Charlton got a fist on that from the end right kick in. Coombs is down there. Dutchke gets a deft touch out into the Dorwood direction. Dorwood now swings onto his right foot and looks for Rule and finds him.
Lovely
good kick. He is kicking the ball nicely today. Dorwood, I thought he was a bit rough with it last week, but today he's hitting it beautifully. Rule looks long. Kukul makes the lead, opposed to Shannon McNamara.
Who was up there? Young fella.
Young Murph got up over the top but couldn't take it. And
half-tanks put a bit of...
I think that...
I'll tell you what, he's actually put a bit of effort into that.
Yeah. Matthew Patterson, the ball just seemed to spill into his area, and he's just casually, as you like, walked around and said, I can drill that, and so he did.
For a moment after he kicked that, I reckon he nearly looked like he was excited.
Yeah. He'd never been that excited since he told that bloody insurance package last week. So good goal to Marble Range, good goal to Patterson. And just what the doctor ordered, actually. Just gives him that little bit of ascendancy, Gav. One goal.
What is that, the 20, nearly the 20-minute mark, is it?
Nearly into it. Ackland grabs it again. Probably doing it too much now. They're swamping him. So Billy O gets it, Jonathan Warrior gets it out to Ashley Miller. Back to Jonathan Warrior. Warrior does a bit of fancy footwork around Simpson. It was a bit easy, but his kick was shocker. Went to West.
Oh.
He's nearly got taken out of it, but he was quick enough to get out of the road. Comes back to Ackland. Ackland dodges and weaves, gets around that nicely. Well done. Looks down the ground for Rule. Now he's got two behind him, and Flappers Dudley from behind takes a mark. Well deserved. He did have enough of that. Dudley. Flapper man. Looking with his hands in the air. He gets a short kick off and finds, I think that is...
Who is that young fella?
Darren Miller. Was.
No,
Darren Miller, and finds Michael Hooker. Collected one from Donga Dorwood now. We have, I reckon that's young Cartneri who just come on
I think it is, yes.
Cartneri, yeah, Albin Cartneri. He's come on the field and he looks for Beat Davey out in front.
And a good mark.
And a good mark and a good lead. From Beat, he had space in front of him, he run to it, and a nice little chip kick from Cartneri. So, Beat Davey now to have a shot at him.
He's kicking from about the same distance he was last time. He'll have the wind going from right to left. And, gee whiz, he's had strife for that again.
He's made a meal of that. Absolute meal, and he's not impressed, Beat. You can see by the way he's just hanging his hands there. So,
scores are 5-7. Mallee Park, Marble Range 6-5 at the, now it is now the 20-minute mark. It's going to be the 20-minute mark in a minute, I think.
Yeah.
I'm battling to see that far, Cactus.
But in a minute it will be, so it could be 19 minutes, Gav. But anyway, we'll get back to that. Jared Christian to do the kicking in now. That's a long rake and kick. Out in the Dorwood direction, he comes over the top for a nice little hanger over Hutchison. Thank you very much. Dorwood back. That's a good kick, looking for the rule again. But couldn't get him this time. Flappers Dudley backs there. He
turning circle of a B train these days, isn't he?
Hadn't he? And that's a fair mark. I don't know what he's going to do there. I think they both had a bit of that, Gav.
I think so. I think that's a fair call.
So probably a good decision by Tiller. He bounces it down. Saunders and Christian, and Ackland, sorry, comes out to Murphy. He rides it a bit, gets it in front of him, and then sweeps around on his right foot. Gets a kick down in the dirty Kukul direction, but Shannon McNamara leads him to the race and the ball, and his deft little kick around the boundary line gains him probably 30 metres.
Gee whiz, this Marble Range forward line's in need of a small player out on that far on the roadside pocket. The ball seems to be hitting the ground over there, and there's no runners over there.
Definitely right, Gav. So through comes Thompson there. He took out Hutchison. Saunders appears with the ball, comes out the back door, and Dudley against Coombs. This will be a good battle. Dudley's playing for one, but he won't get it. He gets disposed of the ball there. Simpson's in amongst it, but he can't gain control of it either. And see Hutchison and Thompson and young Murph having a bit of a go at it. So he'd be a bit young for you, Hurchie. Anyway, the ball spills out the back. That's Jones.
That's good.
He
That's
is gone. You are dead set gone, Ducky.
I tell you what, they were lucky there. That blew it was the umpire, not Tiller. I reckon Tiller wouldn't have given that.
But anyway, Ducky plays on now. He's walked around. He's got it up and dirty Kukul. Oh,
that's a free there. That
should have been a free. He definitely did come straight back at him. Dorwood's got it now on that outer side. He was going to go for a soccer one around the boundary, but Dutchke, sorry, but he let it go. He's doing a top job on Jones.
Certainly is.
That was. I was just going to say Jones was going to get his first kick for the game, but he didn't. He got his first good tackle laid on him. Anyway, Igor dishes it out straight to Dorwood on 50. He looks with his left foot, but chipping in there was Billy O'Rodrigue. His kick now finds Flappers Dudley, who breaks away from
He's got
Coombs.
a paddock.
He has, but Coombs runs him down. He's forced him to go around and swing one back, which wasn't very good. Jonathan Warrior broke two tackles there to get it out to Damien Dow. Now, Dow has got a mile of room, and he has missed. He should have done better with that, Gav.
Yeah. Yep. The Rangers are getting the sheer lucky today. There have been 3 or 4 occasions when Mallee Park, you would think, normally would have slotted them.
Yeah, and they haven't. So Enright signalling to, I think that's Christian kicking in to go the other side, and he does.
That's a big kick too.
It was. Leroy Whedon roves the pack beautifully, front and square, gets it down. Hutchison only got a hand on it. Murphy's now got it in front of him and running it. Well done, Murphy. Keep your feet, and he did. Knocked it out in the direction of probably Rule. But first to it was young Centenary, I think. No,
yeah,
Centenary's got it now. And he looks through the centre and looks for Eddie Betts and couldn't find him, just too long. Matty West mops up at the back, rebounds it. Now that was high, and
but
out he goes. Todd Coombs, well done. That was a nice bump. And play it on, he's called, play it on. There was a free kick there to Mark Enright, and Marble Range didn't realise what was going on, and he told the umpire to play it on, and the umpire Tiller called play on, and Patterson just standing there. The whole game had stopped virtually, hadn't it, Gav?
Oh, look, the umpire had absolutely no idea what was going on there. That was absolutely bloody disgraceful. He either needs to take control of the game or let it flow on, and he's right in the middle at this stage.
Yeah. You're right, but anyway, the resultant run on there from Patterson, he got the goal. Good bump by Toddy Coombs there too, wasn't it?
Certainly was.
That was solid. He was just in the wrong spot, Toddy Coombs, but he was in a good spot when he found that other bloke in the wrong spot. Back in the centre. Ackland gets it out the back. Simpson gets a fickle bounce. Geez, he's had some mongrels today, but he's still in there going. Malcolm Saunders tries to slap it out. Can't. Young Centenary got half a boot on it. Now slaps it forward to Jonathan Warrior. He didn't go at it hard enough. Misses it, but the ball surprisingly comes back to him. Would you believe, Gavin? And you would not believe that.
He's got deft skills for a big fella, hasn't he?
He has. His first effort on the ball was half-hearted, I thought, and he just sort of run through it, and all of a sudden it popped up. He got a second chance at it. And
that was scored at the 26-minute mark, that goal, and that'll be a very handy goal. That's leaves Mallee Park 6 goal 8 to Marlborough Range 7 goal 5.
So only a 3-point game, Gav. Coming right up to half-time. It's got to be nearly half-time now because there's Hutchison now with Enright. Bit of niggling. Dutchke's still got Richard Jones, and he'll get the ball out of there, but he can't get rid of it. And he has now been pinged. That's the second time for holding the ball. He will be getting frustrated with this.
Yep.
He will dead set be getting frustrated. And this guy loves scragging people, Ducky. Play it on, down the centre half forward position. Flappers, Dudley tries to break it. He gets unceremoniously dumped. The ball spills out now in the direction of Eddie Betts. You got run down, mate. Too slow. He just got his boot to it. Met by Leroy Whedon here. Igor behind him. Tries to mop it up. Can't. Centenary's in there. He can't get it out. Ackland's on the bottom of it. And thank Christ that middle's dried out, Gav.
Yeah.
Otherwise it'd be
this next forward thrust from here will be very important. If there's a goal to either side, they'll
definitely go in with this tendency, won't they?
They will.
Just something to finish it off. Marble Range up. Ackland again. He got a good fist on that. Gets it to Enright, who gets it to Whedon. He missed the ball.
Had an area there.
He did. Enright works hard back.
No, yeah, there we go. He picked that up. Blewett picked that up. He was... Oh, there's another...
Now that should have been...
Yep. Here, Richard Jones. Look at Richard Jones here. He's very frustrated.
She's all on here, and it's all happening. There's a few tough nuts in there. Now, Rule... Well, now, I don't know what Rule done with the ball. He played on there and kicked the goal. So whether they're going to count the goal, which they should, because I can't see why they want to call it back. But it is coming back. So it's a free kick to Enright after all that little squirmish. And 50 metres for mouthing off. I'd say either against Igor Johncock or Richard Jones. I'd say Richard Jones the way
Jones it was, I think.
Everyone's patting him on the back. Well done, Jonesy.
I reckon that was always coming. Blewett was just waiting for something, for some reason to give it away.
Yeah, and look, having played footy and Blewett was umpiring, his bread and butter, isn't it? Really?
It certainly is.
They're all tarred with...
It's his 2 hours a pair, isn't it?
Anyway, he learned it all from Denny Morfitt. So Enright, from the edge of the square, kicks a goal, and that is the one you're just talking about, Gav. And that little show of frustration there is not doing Mallee Park any good. I can see them cracking after this. They could 2 ways out of this. They go to half-time, start fighting between themselves, and...
He's the marshal of their show, isn't he, Richard Jones? And for him to be taken out by Dutchke in this first half has been a magnificent performance.
And what he's going to do in the second half with himself, I don't know, because I think Dutchke will just go with him. So the ball comes back. Marble Range now 8 points up, and it's got to nearly be half time. It's getting into jeepers. Nearly the 30-minute mark, so up she goes in the middle. Ackland does go for it again. He takes it out of the air, got caught with a butt, and Jones now just throws Dutchke to the ground, and you've got a free kick, Brenton Dutchke.
Yeah, look.
And there will be...
Real strike, Richard Jones, he's lost it.
It's called play on with Murphy with the ball. Now, he's handballed it over to Rule, who's just got rid of it. Now, they're going to blow it here. Flappers Dudley tried to break the tackle, couldn't, and he...
Look.
Now, umpire Blewett has called a free kick from the centre of the ground there to Murph. Did you see that?
Yes, yeah, no, Hutchison headed straight for Murphy. Now, this will be an extremely costly last couple of minutes for Mallee Park.
The boys just given Brenton Dutchke his dues there. Look, I think every player on this field should come up and give him a pat, because he has really, he's caused this. This last 2 goals has resulted from him just having a dead set go at him and frustrating this guy out of it. And Jones is losing the plot, mate. He's gone.
Young Murphy's missed that. In fact, he's missed a lot, has he? Oh, no, just through for a point.
Has he? Yes. But not a good result. They should have capped that off with a goal. And I would say that the Mallee Park guys, with Malcolm Miller hobbling, he's gone, I would say. He's got his boot off and he's in more trouble than the early settlers, Gav.
Oh, I think you're right.
He's out of the game.
Young Bobby Shane is having plenty to say. He's not happy about what's been going on.
And look, mate.
You tell by the body language. Have a look at this Marble Range side.
They're all together.
Yep, they're all together. Mallee Park up their heads hanging.
And they're like Brown's cows. And I don't even know. There's half of them have already gone in.
Yep.
And so they're going to have to really get together here and have a think about this, because they're blowing it. And if they keep this up...
Yeah, the half-time score, Marble Range 8 goals 6, Mallee Park 6 goal 8.
Second half, and last time we were sitting here, Mallee's looked in a bit of disarray, but I see Malcolm Miller's back on the field here, so he's got a sore ankle, so it'll be interesting to see how he comes up.
See Charlie's come out from full back out to the back flank on John O'Warrior.
Worms and Beat going at it there. So she's all about to start the second half.
And Richard Jones hasn't got any reprieve from Ducker Dutchke.
Nah, he's still got a handful of his jumper. Anyway, we start the bounce. Comes out. Ashley Miller knocks it forward into the path of Eddie Betts. He tries one off the ground, gets one from Charlie. And the ball goes nowhere, just tied up there in a big bundle. And down they go. So, haven't let up. She's ferocious. Straight away, Igor Johncock picks himself up. So too does young Centenary. The ball goes down again. Billy O can't get it out too. But he does to Bobby Shane, whose left foot goes high, and
that's clever, isn't it?
Michael Miller
just
use the body. Good enough. It's actually Timmy's been right with him all the time, but just them one-on-one contests when the ball's high in the air like that, Miller just seems to be able to. Hooker just seems to be able to read it, doesn't he?
I reckon that the year that Michael, with his old man Michael Miller, won the medal would be about 1980. Oh shit, he's missed it. I reckon it was about 1980, the same year. I reckon he kicked 7 or 8 goal in the grand final, perhaps 10 goal even.
Yeah.
When Boston's won that premiership. So the old man was a bit straighter kick than the son, I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been 86, would it, Gav?
This is Slick Miller.
Yeah. I remember Slick playing down here, but I just can't remember what year it was.
Would have been the very early 80s, I reckon.
So Enright brings the ball back in. He finds Charlton wide out on the other side, just outside of, just on the 50. Charlton's long kick now, searching for, I reckon, Dutchke's in that area. So too is John O'Warrior. Simpson dished a handball out to Murphy, who couldn't just break the tackle. Comes back to young Bilney there, who now gets it back to John O'Warrior, who looks forward and finds...
Mark Richards, I think, is it?
Yeah. He's playing up the ground a bit now, Richards. He was at full forward, but...
He's out in the forward.
So Hooker's gone to full forward, one out on Timmy. And the ball goes not quite that way. And well done, Leroy Whedon. He come back against the flow and made a spoil. Now, this will be Richard Jones's first touch.
He'll go straight across the centre.
Someone coming off here. I think it's young Bilney. Richard Jones come across the flat centre now. Dudley's little kick. Oh, intercepted nicely there by Scruffy Christian. I I think that's young Murphy picks it up, and he gets a late one from Beat Davey. Thank you very much. They're really... Oh, that's going to reverse.
That's a silly, silly thing to do.
Yeah, it was too.
It's a silly thing to do.
You got to think about a Beat saying, and you're dead right. Beat now takes the ball, looks for Malcolm Saunders and finds him. West on the mark. Saunders, well, he's within kicking distance. No worries about that, Gav, but...
His last kick from a similar position was a shocker.
Wasn't it? It was very ordinary. So
you'd reckon, though, if he gets us right, he'll kick that. Yeah. We've got it wrong all day, so I'm putting money on he'll kick it.
There you go. You nearly, I reckon he might have just missed it, Gav, yep. The goal umpire only ordered one sausage roll, so...
A bit of sustenance there for you, Bruce.
Thank you very much. Still waiting on them prawns and crayfish that Pip promised us, but I see Janet just lick her lips there, so she's also waiting on them. So, Pip, if you're out there, don't forget us. Anyway, Enright to bring the ball back in. Takes it out to 50. Murphy parked under it, couldn't mark it. Bobby Shane at the back works it to his own advantage. Gets around on that trusted left foot, and he took a dive. Now, he dead set took a dive, Gav.
Yeah, he did take a dive, and look, I tell you what, at the end of his football career, I reckon he could head to Hollywood and he'll be a superstar with that sort of body performance.
Wasn't it good? It was excellent. Anyway, he...
Oh, she's... out of bounds on the full.
Who was that from? Young Hooker, was it?
No, that was Kenny Davey.
Young Beat Davey. So
yep.
They, yeah, well, me and you didn't get sucked in, and Michael Blewett did, so I suppose it just goes to show you that we're not all suckers. Anyway, the ball comes back now. Charlie juggles one, gets away with it. Gets it away to Murphy. Kane, that is, I think.
Coombe out in his own, and out the wing.
Jared, it was, sorry.
Right here is Donga Dorwood.
Ignores that. Coombs goes long. Dorwood now. There's a 2-on-1 here against Kukul. Kukul works it to his own advantage, but the ball seen over the line by Billy O'Roderick. And it'll be thrown in.
I'll tell you what, yep, Miggs is coming out here on the wing to pick up
Bobby Shane.
Bobby Shane, yep.
So they're matching them up pretty well, Marlborough Rains. There's man on man nearly all over the ground. So they've got their ploys right. Patterson steals it out, couldn't get a boot on it. Gets it back to Rule. He can't get a boot on it either. Dutchke works his way to the front. Hutchison scragging him. Simpson's in amongst it. Gets half a hand out, but to no advantage. It goes to Darren Miller, who's up and under, is marked by Richard Jones. Now, Murphy's going with Jones now, Gav. I don't know whether that's right or wrong. Whether they just had a swap over there or not, but...
Look, I think you're right.
Dutchke's now down and he's on the wing. So I don't know what's happened there, whether they've changed the tag around or not. But anyway, out there on the outer side, I can't pick up who that was. A long kick into centre half forward. Igor Johncock took a good grab. Bounced down and hit the ground running. Give it to Michael Hooker, who's kicked from... Give it to Alvin Countneri, who's now gone back.
He's had another kick.
And that's around the body.
Yep.
Pretty good. He probably didn't deserve
missed the easy one, kicked the hard one.
He didn't deserve to get a second opportunity because he should have kicked the first one. Just kicked it straight into the man, but they were good enough to rebound it, and he was in the right spot. And
well, that's a pretty handy goal. That brings Mallee Park within 2 points at the 5-minute mark, and they're kicking into the breeze in this third quarter.
So good start from the Parkers.
Familiar sound on the background there, that...
Yeah, it's a little bit of light refreshments here. Anyway, Tiller puts it down in the centre again. Ackland goes at it. That's a good knock. Fine Simpson comes right up from the half-forward line. He gets a chip kick in the Rule direction. He couldn't take it. Probably should have. The Shepherds then for Christian. Now, Christian's broken free. Swings onto his right foot. Has a long shot at him. And thank you. Thank you very much. That was a good little work there by everybody. Ackland's tap. Simpson come into the square quickly. He made space. Got it enough on it to get it around in the Rule direction. And then, even though he didn't take the mark, really, he give Christian enough room.
Yeah, gave him the rite of passage, didn't he?
Didn't he? And Christian was able to have enough room to get back on his right, and that was a good goal from Marlborough Range, just what they needed. And
interestingly, for all the taps we've won in the centre, we haven't got it out of the centre.
Not that much, no. No, we haven't. And look, that's Mallee Park's bread and butter, but to Reed or for Lewis and Ruck, I think they've done it all their life. Ackland again gets it. This time it goes to Malcolm Miller. He's kicked forward for his old man, Milky, but he couldn't take the mark. Simpson gives it off to Leroy. Good to see Simo getting some good clean touches now. Comes up forward. Thompson missed it. Everyone missed it. Got back to Flappers Dudley. He gets a handball in the Hutchison direction. Chased by Christian. Just got his kick in time. Around the corner over Whedon's head. Oh, he's met very solidly by young Richards. Bounces back up. That's they don't call him the rubber man for nothing, Gav. That wasn't a bad bump. And he come up spitting too. Good on you, young Leroy. What a man. Anyway, the ball goes in. Wing position. Over the back. Dutchke and I think Betts went at it. Spills out the back. Enright's got half a chance at it. Tried to tap it out to his own advantage, but couldn't. The ball then gets smothered.
Oh,
Saunders. Dorwood should have gone at it. But anyway, Saunders has spilled the ball out in the direction of Bobby Shane. And that kick now, Hooker.
Across the face of goal.
It did. I thought Hooker was unlucky not to get a kick there.
Yep. Well, I think young Worms, he had his eye on the ball and... yeah, I think there wasn't a lot in it.
Nah, not much. Anyway, play on was the call. So Igor off the ruck, gets it. Mega has to bloody work his guts out, but he gets it, control of it, gets it out to West, who's going to take him on, and he does. Well done, young fella. Gets a long kick down into the centre.
Where that was going.
He's got Christian running forward, but he just couldn't gather. Now, on the ground, I reckon that was Miller looking for someone to give it to. Give it to Billy O'Roderick. Roderick now looks forward and out wide now. This is where he's been all day, is Bobby Shane Dudley. And his left foot kick has missed it. But, gee, he's running wide.
He's looking incredibly dangerous. Now, I'm damned if I know what's going on here. Dutchke's back on Jones. And young Kane Murphy is a bit lost as to he should be on Hutchison, I reckon.
Todd Coombs got pushed under the ball by Dudley there. Completely missed it. Now Dutchke runs onto it, can't get it. Slapped out by Flappers. Goes across to Darren Miller. Miller's little deft kick. Looks for Eddie Betts. He can't take it. Leroy Whedon all but had most of that. That's about Richard Jones's first clean touch all day. Found Bobby Shane Dudley this time. He's gone to the left of the post. So he's giving him a shake-up.
He's just peppering away at the goals. He's getting plenty of flack from Kenny Davey, who was out in his own there screaming for it. And
probably should have gone that way.
I think so.
Bobby Shane, pretty renowned goal kicker. Now that is Malcolm Miller camped under that. This guy here walked off with his boot off at half-time and was limping badly. So what he's running on, I don't know. I didn't know they could do ankle amputations, but... he still looks all right to me. He's asking Tiller where the mark is. He looks forward now, does a chip kick, looks in that area. Enright got one around the shoulder, so did Wormburner, but still the ball spills out. Caulfield's got it. He's unloaded by Hooker, and that'll be a free kick, and that wasn't very nice. He roughed him up there. I think Hooker was getting a little bit frustrated with the constant attention of Caulfield. And
Simo's off, and young Owen.
Chad Owen on.
Owen is on.
So Owen is having his first run for the day. It'll be a bit of fresh leg because he is quick and lively. Caulfield's still in attention of the trainers down there. Enright to take the kick for him. He looks down in the Charlton direction now. Charlton was taken out of it. Two Mallee Parkers spoil each other, and young Chad Owen got his first touch down to the Coombs direction. That could have nearly been a throw. Back to Owen. His wide handball looks for Donga Dorwood in a bit of space. Dorwood's up and under to no one. Leading in it was Kukul and McNamara. Kukul gets a nice little touch out to Rule. Now Rule just bombs one in to see where it's going to go, and it goes across the face and bounces out of bounds in front of Coombs. And I can pick up the Mallee Park player there, but who cares?
Is that Hutchison?
Not Hutchison,
is it? Billy O'Roderick.
16, is it? Billy O'Roderick, it is too. So the ball thrown in now. Jonathan Warrior. Patterson tried a specky out of the air. Thompson, who needs to do more, took a dive. Now, did he get one high or not? But he's going to remonstrate. Go the ball man. Coombs took that player out. Comes down and Eddie Betts ducks and weaves, gets a kick just in front of the diving Chad Owen. The ball now comes back and it's free, and Enright runs onto it behind the play. It's going on. Enright's got a bit. He got pushed out. Now, come on, umpire. You got to give the guy a break. And they've run into each other. And that was, now that's going to go on the stats for Mallee Park as a tackle against his own player, Gav.
In fact, on top of that, I reckon his own player tackled him, and he's been given bloody holding the ball. You don't have to be dead to be stiff, do you?
And anyway, a bloke who just arrived on the scene to get it, Donga Dorwood's got the kick. So that was an easy kick for not much work, Donga.
They should do a bit more of that, I reckon.
Yeah. Maybe they're doing tackling practice, I don't know. But anyway, Dorwood, he's going to have a shot. From about 40. He's not within, and that's a good kick off the boot, Gav. That's a hooter, isn't it?
That is a lovely kick.
Malcolm Miller wants to have a bit of go on with him. Well, I reckon you've picked the wrong boy there in Donga.
I don't think there's too much doubt that Donga would perhaps be prepared to entertain
he would.
A bit of fun and games.
Yeah, he likes this. And the harder it gets, and round comes Beat Davey to remonstrate with him. Young Miller's still having a go at him, so this is good stuff, Gav. This is good stuff. Anyway, back to the football game. Umpire Blewett's got in the centre. Marlborough's players screaming everywhere. Mallee Park are completely out of position here.
This is
Ackland,
the biggest lead of the game, 3 goals.
It is. Ackland got it down, but Saunders sharked it. Owen, you're in trouble. He got rid of it out the back door. A nice wide handball by Murphy, and he got one fair smack in the middle of the dial there. I can tell you that. And Patterson now down here in front of us, and then young tried to give him one, young Billy O'Roderick, but you would expect that from Billy O.
I tell you what, it's not 3 goal. It's a 2-goal lead to Marlborough Range. 15 minutes through the third quarter.
So nearly got away with it. Did Richard Jones there, but didn't at all. So anyway, the ball comes out. Charlie Bilney's got it on half back. He spins it out here to Ashley Miller. Now he got confronted beautifully by Murphy. Handballed over the top by Darren Rule. Goes back. Jared Christian intercepts. Well done, lad. He gets a second chance at it. Gets a hand on it. That was enough. Ball falls to Rule. It's free. Mallee Park is on their hands and knees back at that scrimmage. And Shannon McNamara takes a mark in front of Dirty. And then he gets one behind from Billy O'Roderick. And there's still 2 Mallee Parkers down here. They are not in a well position. The ball now spins out Mallee Park's way. Comes to... I reckon that was Darren Miller, and he's found out wide. I think it's Mark. I can't pick him up anyway. Richards, I reckon it was. But anyway.
You got a kick there, and well done. Good spoil to Leroy.
Beat Davey gets the crumbs off the ground, gets a handball out now to Cartneary direction. He's going to try around the corner, but it's no good. Hooker actually tried to keep the ball in there, but couldn't quite.
They're arguing amongst themselves, the Mallee Parkers, at this point in time.
Always a good sign, I reckon, Gav. Always a good sign to see them arguing. And Marlborough Range will definitely take advantage of this. Enright brings the ball back in, out of side. Looks for Charlton again. Christian ducks. Ackland ducked in the way, but couldn't take the grab. Owen was there.
He's been good all day, Ackland, hasn't he?
He's worked his butt off. He's a good lad, young Clinner. Anyway, big Charlton goes in against Jono Warrior. Charlton got kept out of it. Igor got dumped. Christian picks that up round the corner to no one in particular, but Coombs is there. He fights for it and knocks it on. Well done, Toddy Coombs. And butters up. Play on's the call from the umpire. Should have been a free kick to Rule. Coombs picks it up and goes long in the Dirty Kugel direction. You're going to get a second shot, Dirty? No, you're not. He worked himself under that Dirty, and he was in a good position now. There's another guy down here, Gav. Who's this in trouble at centre half back for Malleys? Charlie Bilney, I think, by the look of it. So Damien Dow now has it from the kick out in the back pocket. Charlie Bilney's not well. They're asking him for water. I don't think water will fix that boy. But anyway, give it to him if he needs it. Play on. Dale gets it, drives it down long in the Betts direction. He goes for the spoil. Comes to the back. I reckon Clint Acton around the corner to no one, but Darren Rule runs onto that. Goes around, looks to who to give it to. Patterson's there, couldn't get it. Through comes Billio. He gets a handball on to John Hutchison. Hutchison now running through the wing position. Gets a long kick down to half forward. Camped under it. Young Murphy. Well done, fella. Jared Murphy had a good game too. They've dished it up to these boys, but by jeepers, Gav.
He's going to come right across to Donga Dorwood.
He is too. Donga Dorwood has made a mile.
It'll be a good kick.
a space. Malcolm Miller read that to perfection and has now just blazed away. He evaded and he got himself off balance and his kick wasn't any good at all. So
the Mallee Park player that's just gone off, I think you said you called it right, was David Bilney.
And I think Bobby Shane's telling them where to put Igor and who's going where. Also, Flappers Dudley's given a few instructions. So there's instructions from every angle here. Charlton gets it down in their own direction. Saunders intercepts it. He tries to swing an arm, can't get it out of there. Leroy Whedon come out with it, but couldn't get away with it. It goes now back to Bobby Shane. He gives it back to Michael Hooker. Hooker's round the corner kick, looks for anybody, but in stepped Westy. Westy got it ahead. Through come beat Davey. That was ordinary.
That was a shocking one.
Wasn't it?
There was a free there.
It was.
It was an absolute bloody Harold Raymond could have seen that.
Yeah. And I know who Harold Raymond is, Gav. Don't you worry. A lot of blokes
just about felt it with his white cane.
Anyway, the ball goes up. Ackland just takes it out of the air. Gets a long handball. Dutchke, you got another touch. Well done, lad. Playing a great game. Gets it down in the Coombs direction and Flappers Dudley. Dudley attacks it, tries to get it off the ground. Coombs gives him one over the boundary line and thank you very much. The umpire gives it back to the boundary boy.
Jimmy Dudley's had the better of Coombs today, I reckon.
I think he has. He's a hard man, Flappers. He runs hard. The ball goes in. Christian up. Got it down well. It come to Malcolm Saunders, who was roving that pack, would you believe. He gets it to Eddie Betts. Now, Eddie Betts runs through the 50 and looks for goal. In the goal squares, beat Davey and young Wormer, but the ball evades a whole lot of them. It's fed back by Beat Davey in the hooker direction. Bobby Shane steps in, tackled half by Raffle at Marble Range, and they nearly did. And Enright takes it. Now, Enright looking to do something with it right in the goal square, gets it back, goes out in the half-back line, where Ackland just couldn't take it. Was it Ackland? Yes, it was. It spills now to Eddie Betts. He looks for Bobby Shane, but the kick's too long, and it is just inside the boundary gap. Would you say?
Yeah, look, this quarter has there has been no ascendancy gained by either side. It's just hard battling.
Isn't it? Saunders gets it to Richards. Richards tries to feed off to Igor, but it couldn't. In step bloody... what's his name? Leroy bloody Whedon. Jesus Christ, I'm losing it. Goes down in the real direction. Then Patterson, they're both there at it. Damien Dowell's there. Flappers Dudley, I reckon he just threw a right hook there. He looked like he did anyway. Was pretty ordinary because Pato walked away from it. Anyway, the umpire's got the ball and he's going to send it down. Patterson will do battle here with Damien Dowell. Patterson up, loses it. Dowell got the tap straight down to, Aaron Building got pushed in the back there. Leroy Whedon by Eddie Betts.
That's been a fair contest. They've both played well.
Yeah, they have. Whedon's got the ball now. Rule makes the lead. Whedon chips it. Not a good kick. Absolutely not a good kick. And just easy as you like, Hutchison just fits it over the sideline.
You get the feeling that there's 6 or 7 minutes left in this third quarter, and the side that can kick 2 or 3 goals in this last 6 or 7 minutes is going to be well poised to take this flag out.
Done. Igor gets it to Roderick, who gets it out in the Miller direction now. He's got 3 to beat him, Malcolm Miller, and he's going to be hard pressed. Well done, Wormburner. It's taken him off it. He wanted to throw a few punches, and
Malcolm Miller, he's missed Coombe and he's hit the fence.
Has he? Well, that was well done because he gave the free kick against Wormburner there. Now he's coming over to tell Michael Blewett all about it, but I don't think it's worth it. Get the blue glove off, boy. You're looking like a wanker. Anyway, Wormburner to take the kick. I can't see him down here. He's directing it.
Kenny Davies off and Ashley Miller's on.
Okay, there's a change. I thought, well, Patterson just stood erect there, didn't he?
He did.
He just stood up and took that mark, said, this is my ball, and he's got it. And I reckon this is not beyond the big fella.
There's certainly a level of frustration that's set in with Mallee Park.
They are definitely losing it a bit. They're man-hunting, and if you're not going the ball, Gav...
That is a lovely kick.
That's
a lovely
shows
kick.
You what you go on the ball gets. You got the ball in your hand, you kick goals. Kick goals, you win games, and Mallee Park just can't get near it at the moment.
Luke Nettles come on. I'm not sure who he's replaced.
He was on earlier for young Murphy, but Murphy back on. Enright at fullback now on Bobby Shane. He's given directions back there. Caulfield's still going with hooker. So the matchups that Marble Range have got, it took them a while to get to Bobby Shane, but the matchups now are really starting to work. And I think the pressure now is back on Malleys. They've got to do something. Ackland over the top again. Geez, been good. Ducky's going to get a kick out of that. He's in among it. No, he's not. Richard Jones got the kick. Well,
that's a poor call, I reckon.
Wasn't it? I thought Dusky was getting held without it, but anyway.
Yeah. Look, that was called by Blewett from 15 minutes behind. He couldn't really see what was going on there.
Would you say he blew it, Gav?
I'd say he blew it.
Anyway, Jones has got the ball and he doesn't know what to do with it. It's his first kick, so he's going to show it around. Jones, he's got it up. Hooker got a little touch on Caulfield, but he wasn't good enough, and he's got ping for throwing the ball. Caulfield has hurt his ankle. I reckon he has rolled his ankle in that show. And Leroy Whedon takes the kick. Goes out in the direction of Murphy.
Stinger Nettles?
Yeah, Stinger Nettles got it. He has too. Well done. And a nice little deft chip to Thompson. Gives it back to Nettle. He's showing a bit of life, Nettle. Well done, big fella. He gets a shocker kick. Igor cuts that off. Now he looks short. Who's he looking for? Chad, you should have grabbed that, mate.
I think he heard the footstep.
I think he did too. Anyway, the ball now spills out. Ashley Miller's got it. He loses possession. Off the ground there by, I can't think who it was, but Leroy Whedon takes the mark. He's directing traffic. What's he going to do? Looks up forward. Goes out the way for Kukul, and chipping in is Igor. So Igor's basically floating across there at the moment.
Yep, he's playing across the half-back line.
And, yep, you're in trouble. Jones, is it? Got the ball.
No,
I'm not sure who that was.
Danny Betts bloody popping up again. He'd be just about their best, I reckon.
I reckon. Betts again with the ball. Runs out of the centre square. Gets it up in the air, and that goes straight to Matty West. And one of the young guns, quite achiever back there, Westy. Playing a good game. Gets the ball on. Looking for another couple of young guns here. Miller took a big fly. Couldn't get it. Saunders got it off the ground. Chipped it in the air. That was fortuitous. Over the top come Murphy. Centenary give one in the back to Murphy. Now Murphy's going to go back at him. The boys aren't rattled. Well done, fellas. The ball comes down. Enright nearly got taken out of it, but he wasn't. They're not that good. Now comes across to Dale. Who's that on the ground? Matty West, I think. And Dale has missed an absolute screamer. It's gone out in the full, and now he wants to have a go at Murphy.
Yep, and Murphy...
Murphy's going to stand his ground.
I think he's letting him know he kicked a point.
Yeah. Did he get a point or to go out in the full? I think it went out in the full, Gav.
Did it?
Yeah, he didn't wave no flag, so that was out in the full, and that was running into an open goal. So,
and big brother Jared Murphy just letting the younger fella know that he's going along pretty well.
Yeah. Good move. Now Marble Range are taking all their crew down in front of the crew down in front of the box down here.
They are. They're taking them down in front of the boozer, I think. Yeah, just to get a bit of support from the crowd. Now, 3/4 time score. Marble Range 11 goals 7 to Mallee Park 7 goals 13. So we've got a 3-goal lead. But I tell you what, that breeze is picking up a bit too. But it's not necessarily favouring. It's more blowing across the oval than down to the southern end.
It's looking down at the Mallee Park camp there, Gav.
Yeah, look, the body language there. They're bickering and fighting, and
Richard Jones called them in. They're having a sit down, and I reckon they're just having a little powwow.
They're good at sit-downs.
Are they?
Those red lights, they're bloody good, aren't they?
As long as you see them before they see you, Gav.
Well, we're about to start the last quarter of the 2000 Grand Final. Marble Range 11 goals 7, 73 points. To Mallee Park 7-13, 55. A 3-goal lead, the biggest lead of the game. Whether it's enough for Marble Range, time only will tell.
Ball bounced. Ackland tries to take it again. Gets it down. He does get it eventually. Comes out on a scraggy left foot kick. That's all right.
Oh, just inside the boundary, Cactus.
Just inside. So it's out here in front of the commentator's box now. Dusky still going with Jones.
He is.
Ackland in the ruck. Hutchison at the back.
Yeah, and that's where it'll go, across the back, won't it? Oh, no. Oh, gee, whiskers.
A little bit high, Jared.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Hutchison comes up with a kick. Jeebers, I tell you what, if he's using that cream that girl advertises on TV, mate, it's not working on him because he looks as old as my old man. But anyway, the ball comes to Matty West. He handball to no one in particular. Ashley Miller picks it up, gets it out. In comes Luke Nettle. Dorwood's in there too. He's a deft little kick to nowhere in particular. It lands around the Chad Owen, Aaron Bilney area. Bilney gets it, gives it back, goes straight back to Dorwood, takes a mark.
I tell you what, he's played pretty well today, Thomas Dorwood.
Yep, he has. He played well last week too, I thought.
Here's the around the
ground. We also have Crackers Keeners coming in from Great Flinders to give us a report on the game up there. Anyway, back to the football. It's I reckon Nettle on the bottom of that pack, was it? It was too. He's the last to get up. The ball bounced down again. Up goes Shannon McNamara. He knocked that ball out. Comes down to Miller. He got a handball out. Intercepts Thompson. Tomo, you legend. He's got enough space to get a kick in the Patterson direction, and he took that.
That's a lovely mark.
He was under a mile of pressure there.
And I tell you what, this is a very, very important goal, I reckon. If Valley Park got the first one, their backs would be up and away they'd go. So this is a critical kick.
Isn't it? It is. And it's not beyond Patterson, this kick. Timmy Dudley on the mark, not looking as happy as I have seen him in the past. So he knows it was his fault. Patterson comes in, has a ride at it. It's not a good hit ball, but
I tell you what, that is a magnificent kick.
He didn't hit it well off the boot. I thought he was going for the drop punt, but I reckon halfway through he kicked it. I reckon he changed it to a flat punt and just rode it through off the boot. Kept that leg straight.
I reckon your call will have to be right, Cactus. You got it through the middle in here.
Peter Hudson kicked 150 with flat punts, and Paddo's now done one. So, well done, Patterson.
My guess would be with Paddo, it must be easier to kick flat punts than it must be drop punts. He doesn't like to get too excited, does he? Likes to take it reasonably easy.
And he is today, down there in that forward pocket for Marlborough. It's a ball back in the centre. Ackland goes against Saunders. Ackland, second chance at it. Oh, geez, he had to go someone down there too. But anyway, back to the ball. Saunders gets a handball out in the Dale direction. He was unloaded a little bit high there, Gav.
I tell you what, we need a bit of discipline now.
Yeah.
Don't want to start giving these easy ones away.
Westy didn't need to go that high on him. And now as a resultant free kick coming back to Dale. So,
but this Dale he's had one kick, I think, that's gone out of bounds in the full. He's done absolutely nothing. So you wouldn't want to give him anything easy at all.
He's got the ball probably too far out to score anyway, but
I see Leroy's gone out towards the boundary. I think he thinks it's going to go out the full again.
So a handball now back to Hooker. Hooker's long kick goes out in the direction. Jono Warrior just positioned himself on the right side of that and cut Charlton out of any run he had at it. So Jono Warrior's got it.
He's got deaf skills, this bloke. I hate to say this, but there's every chance he'll kick this. I've been wrong all day, and I'd love to be wrong again.
I reckon you will be, Gav. I reckon you will be. You put the kiss of death on everyone. You did again. Well done.
I'm useful for something.
Gav McCann and Louis Richards have got the same thing in common. The kiss of death. Anyway, that was a point to Mallee Park. And they're now... I got one, mate. I got one. They're now not getting any closer. A little kick in from... I think that was Nettle, was it, kicking in now? I'm not quite sure down there, but anyway...
Megsy Carr, I think.
Megsy Enright, was it? Yeah. Megsy Carr. If he's still kicking them in, Gav, I tell you what, he's doing a bloody good job. Anyway, Timmy, bad luck, mate. He was just caught in the wrong spot. Now, let's play on immediately there. He's got it over to Cartneary, and his kick around the corner, you could have raffled that. It went nowhere. Up in the air. It got out to Hooker. Hooker got it back to Cartneary. Now, he's all wrapped up, and umpire Tiller says, give it to me and I'll bounce the bastard. So down she goes again.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jones and...
Dutchke, not a happy couple?
No,
at all?
No, not a happy couple at all, Cactus.
Jonathan Warrior tried to get it out, he couldn't. Damien Dow slaps it out into no man's land. There was Cartneary again. Timmy Caulfield said, I'll have that, thank you. Finds Megsy Enright. Now, he's got a bit of room to move. Enright measures one, looks to where he's going, and I reckon, Igor, you give one away.
They're straight over the back of the rule.
Go back. Yeah, they're going back. Umpire blew it.
And they're on the top side, and he needs to come down this side. Patterson's leading. It's going to Patterson.
It's a long kick down in the Patterson direction. In front's Murphy, and Murphy and Patterson,
and I'll tell you what,
they could have raffled it.
Running down.
They got a man spare. They got Wormburner out wide. Kukul was hit up by 2 there, so the ball now spills. Malcolm Miller, deft little kick. Igor Johncock's got it. 50-metre line. He said, I'll have a bounce. He looks upfield. Wasn't a good kick, but Jonathan Warrior spilled what he should have taken. Now he's looking fancy. Too fancy. Not good in this game. A bounce beats Murphy. Goes over the back. Dow runs on. I'll have that. Gets a kick over now to Eddie Betts. And Betts now measures one from about 35 and missed it.
Holy Dermot.
I thought he was trying to talk the goal umpire into that one. Gav, did you reckon he got it?
I think Bobby Shane was suggesting that Eddie might perhaps think about kicking it to him next time.
Yeah, well, bad luck, Bobby. You can't get them all.
At the 5-minute mark in the first, no, we're not, when the last quarter.
Yeah.
Fourth, yes, fourth. 79 plays 57.
Saunders, mark from the kick out from Enright. He plays on immediately, looks for, but doesn't find Cartinieri. Enright intercepts, spills out the back from Cartinieri, goes to Ackland. Ackland's handball to Leroy Whedon, and the ball's carried over the line by Cartinieri, and I'm not quite sure who the other player was down there, but who cares?
He's got a free somewhere, Bobby Shane.
Bobby Shane's got a free out of this now. I don't know. I didn't even know he was in that contest, but anyway, he's got one. He's dead set in the tightest pocket you could imagine.
This is a Jack Burke specialist pocket.
Ellie McPherson wouldn't have tighter bloody pockets in her pants. And he's missed it. Left foot, he was on the wrong side. He had to do something extraordinary there, Gaff. And so Enright will take another kick. And that now, look, they're kicking Mallee Park. They've actually had more scoring shots than Marble Range, but they're just not putting them through. And they're playing too wide. Enright's long kick down in the Christian direction. He got enough on it to get it to Dutski. He's handball over the top. Well done, Murphy. Pushed, got rid of Hutchison. A little kick on. Finds Rule in the wrong position. Igor Johncock mops up and looks field. Oh, well done, young West, man. Come over the top. Got rid of it. Got it out wide. Now Malcolm Miller's got a chase on his hand. Leroy Whedon's lumbering out there. He looks in a bit of trouble. Donga Dorwood just laid a nice little slapping hand there. Spills out to Warrior. Now what's he going to do with it? Nothing. Absolutely bloody nothing.
I tell you what, that effort of Westies there
is
what wins premierships.
Isn't it? Excellent. Ackland's got it. Half back line, slow it up, lad.
Marble Range is best today too, Ackland,
I reckon he is. Yeah, the big fella, he's put on a good show. He just bombs it long, looking for a couple of big flyers. And who's there? Darren Rule. As a bloke I once said, heard say, he's taken more marks than a German bank robber. Rule goes back and kicks the ball forward to find Murphy. And that wasn't a bad grab either, not a bad kick. Murphy just outside 50. Chips on easy as you like. There he is.
Now, he hasn't kicked a goal today, has he?
I think he got an early one. Yeah.
It's a long while ago if he did.
It was a long while ago. He's been pretty well held by McNamara, but the ball hasn't been coming in that good. So now, Big Dirty Kuchel should have been there for the Roos game last night, but just missed out on selection. Made it to the Marble Range game. Lines up for one. And we need this. And he just rides it across the front, but thank you. Patterson over the top, a hooker. I reckon he's played on, and who's he found? Darren Rule. Back now, they've taken that from 50 metres to the forward pocket and come back out to 40 metres to Rule. So Rule now, with the opportunity. I'm just going to light me durry.
Can you hear me?
From about 40 metres, you'll need to kick this.
7-7 up. 10 minutes in the last quarter. Well, Marble Range, Rule is kicking from 40 metres out. And he has drilled it. Marble Range, 13-7.
Marble Range now go to 13-7 to 7-16. And look, the elation here with the guys is unreal. They're all in. That was a good passage of play. They kept the ball alive. And they are doing it pretty easy now, Marble Range. What Mallee Park can do here, I don't know. Flappers Dudley giving instructions down there. If anyone's listening, please adhere to them. But the ball bounced again in the centre by Tiller. And she goes down. Ackland again gets it clean, straight to Owen. His kick up in the air, not to no one's advantage. Thompson comes through, but in chimed, I think, young Bilney, was it? No, it was Ashley Miller. Miller's kick finds Malcolm Miller. He hasn't done much today except a bit of shit stirring. Miller goes back. He looks, his low rake and kick, tries to find Bobby Shane. He's well held out of it by Luke Nettle. Leroy Whedon gets one and gets one after the play from Richard Jones. Yeah, and Flappers Dudley hangs his head because he took the mark.
I tell you what, Richard Jones has had a day from hell, hasn't he?
Hasn't he? Yeah, I think he will not want to remember this one. Janet, don't bother trying to sell one of these videos to Richard Jones because I don't think he'll buy it off you.
And I tell you what, this is not a good day for the Indigenous clubs. Up at Sejuna, Canibba are being beaten by Westies up there.
No advantage there, I'd say, Gav.
He was off, though.
He got the free kick. I think he got the free kick and he called play on advantage. But
yeah, I reckon that's the wrong decision, isn't it?
I don't know. Anyway, we'll go with it because we got it. But
to finish that story, Canibba are getting rolled by Westies up in the Sejuna grand final by 7-7, 10 minutes into the almost exactly the same stage of the game as this. So, yeah, it's a day for white over black, I guess.
It is, and all the best to young Foxy who's up there playing for us. Good man, young Foxy, playing for Westy, so I hope you're rolling, man. Back to the game. Jones gets another possession. That's about his third. So he hasn't quite got 1 1/4. Finds Flappers Dudley. He does a swinging arm, gets rid of Leroy. And then looks in field, but only to find Scruffy Christian chipping in now. He's just starting to get a few possessions, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Scruff?
He is.
Goes back, raking right footer, out wide. He's looking for Donga Dorwood. He got under it, camped under it, and rebounded it well. Hit the ground running. Got it down in the Kukul direction. He's parked under it too far. Shannon McNamara will take that away. Sweeps it out to Bilney. Bilney now with the ball. Comes back inside, looking across the switch play to Jono Warrior. Warrior there, and right on the mark.
He has been good, hasn't he?
He has.
He has been.
He's probably good. Jones now got 4 kicks in 4 quarters. This is good football from him.
That'll be the easiest one he's had all day.
And it would be. Charlie attacked that beautifully. Give it to Dutchke. Dutchke gives it back to Lukey Nettle. Nettle then swings it wider out to the wing, and Darren Rule has taken another one. And that could be 50. Now
that's a soft 50, isn't it?
It is dead set soft. And we'll buy you that beer at the end of the game, Michael. You're a bloody great man. He's run him well, more like 60. But Jono Warrior now stands mark. The chant's going up from the crowd down in front of the bar. And you would nearly have to say, Gav, 15 minutes. It's not looking good for Mallies.
They're, what are they, 27 points down. And Marlborough Range, most importantly, kicking to the bar end, I think, in the grand final. It's pretty important in the last quarter.
It is. Rule, long way out into a win. Now he's put it across the face a bit. Patterson has a good effort at it. Just couldn't get it down. Through comes O'Roderick. Billy O clears the ball away. Out in the Malcolm Miller direction. He's going to take him on. Donga Dorwood. Now he has had a good game. Just tied him up enough. Leroy Whedon rebounds it. Finds Ackland with no one around him. Now Ackland plays on. Runs the ball forward in the Kukul direction. McNamara pushes him under it. Mopped up there by Darren Miller. Darren Miller then finds Ashley Miller. Ashley Miller down to Billy O. He's a bit too fancy, Jonathan, sorry. Flappers Dudley now. Sweeps it wide. Ashley Miller again's got it. Now he's got some space. He looks down in the direction of, I reckon there was Eddie Betts, and he couldn't do nothing with him. The ball's gone out of bounds, I think. So,
well, that fellow was that late, I reckon I would have beat him to make that decision.
The boundary umpire's caught up with it. He gets it back and throws it in. Ackland's behind. Jones comes over the top and has a sweep at it. West is underneath it. Flicks it out in the direction of Caulfield. Caulfield is taken out of it by Cartonieri, and probably, I reckon, he could have infringed a bit there, Cartonieri, couldn't he?
Oh, I think he had no intentions of going for the ball there. No, so, I think that tells the story at this stage of the game. They've lost the plot.
They have. They definitely have. Out the back, Owen's onto it. No, he leaves it for Nettle. Nettle takes out Saunders, gets it to Owen now. Owen's kick. That's a good kick from Owen. And he finds Thompson. Now Thompson's got plenty of space. Dorwood's just run into a bit of it. You got to get rid of it. Donga's got rid of it. A good kick in the Kuchel direction. One-on-one, Igor, just easy as you like, one hand. Thank you, Igor. He now turns it around, looks for Michael Hooker, who's playing in defence. Michael Hooker just unceremoniously took out Chad Owen.
Actually, and there wasn't much in there, I don't reckon. They were both going for the ball. Hooker tried to tap it on. I think he
just caught him.
Yeah, gee whiz, you know.
And Chad took a good dive there too. Owen puts it up, and I think there is a free kick there.
No, there was 3 players from Mallee Park, none risking the ball. They're all interested in
stopping Patterson.
Stopping Patterson, yeah.
So, and to the elation of the crowd, which is now building down there, and the chants going up, Rangers. So Patterson now 40 metres out. His last one, will he go the flat punt again, Gav, you reckon? He probably should the way he has too. He's gone the flat punt, and no doubt about it. Well, what a man. We called that.
Look out, Bruce McAvaney. Look out, Bruce. Cactus is coming for your bloody spot.
Good on you, Pato.
What a call.
I thought if he'd done the drop punt, he would have blown it. I thought the flat punt after that last kick, Gav. Magnificent. Great work. So Marble Range now are really in the box seat for this game.
Well, I tell you what, I think we need to send some high blood pressure pills down here to Tony Pedler. Hell, he's
TP's left.
Sure whether the football's redder than Tony Pedler, or whether he's redder than the football.
Good on you, Pedals. He's keeping them going. Murph comes bust out of the centre. Couldn't do it. He got taken high, and you'll get a kick. Thank you. Go the ball, you'll get a kick. Murphy with it. He's got 2 guys going. He's got his brother out here wide. Goes in that area. Rule's parked under it, but just a little bit too far. Igor swung the elbow. Just missed. And a nice kick. Finds Thompson. That was good. Through come Hutchison. You're too late, son. Bad luck. Gets it down in the Patterson direction. Out she comes. Oh, yes, she's got one around the corner. Wormburner goes at it. Just couldn't get it. Out comes Ashley Miller again. He'll run it away. Worms Hull's got a cramp in the background there. Up the ball goes forward and finds Cartnery. Cartnery now swings it on. Matty West in front.
Lovely mark. Good mark.
Has played well, really stepped up, young West. He's got 2 guys out here free. Elects to go the other way. Goes out the other side looking for Dorwood or Thompson. Thompson steps in, takes it. He's got a player running.
Bobby Shane. Bobby Shane has just dropped the head.
He has.
He's not running, not chasing.
Owen goes at it. He was pushed, and you will get a free kick, Chad. Well done, son. Going the ball. He's in front. But I've got to go with you, Kev. It was soft. Still, Owen with the ball. He looks forward, just bobs it up in the air. Probably not a good kick for Kuchel. McNamara pushes him under it, and Jesus, dirty. You don't have to be stiff to be dead. But Hull in a bit of trouble. He's going to come off. They're carrying him off. He's had a good game. Back to Ackland. He missed what he probably should have taken. Butters up. Does well. Gets a little handball down in the Christian direction. He's having a bit of a dust up at the back there. Thank you very much. Now he says, I didn't even touch it. Leave me alone. Play on was the call. Dutchke and Jones. Jones gets a deft foot on it out in the no man's land. Leading in the race to it's young Bilney. No, it's not. It's Hooker. Jonathan Warrior steps in. He gets a kick away down in the forward line and running free. There's Flappers Dudley. What's he doing down there? Who knows? Play on. Charlton gets it. Now he looks wide. Thompson's got a mile of space out here.
He's got players everywhere out in that bottom side.
He's Donga Dorwood now, all by himself, and they can run it in. Now Donga can just go for a run here. What's he going to do? Hutchison's given chase. Dorwood now uses it. Over the back of the pack. You're in. Well done. Patterson taps it out. Rule got half a foot on it. That'll do. Runs it towards goal. And Billy O has all but put it into Jared Murphy's hands. He has. Murph got it. He goes around and you have kicked that.
That is a sensational goal, and it's on for 1-1.
Yeah, he got decked. He dead set got decked, Murphy, after he kicked that ball. And I think it was Shannon McNamara. I'm not quite sure who it was, but either that or Eddie Betts was it.
I tell you what, the older brother Jared doesn't seem to appreciate the younger fella getting a bloody dong on the nose.
He doesn't. And he was the first one in there. So that's a goal.
Shannon McNamara, I'd reckon.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was Shannon McNamara. Come around on him. Yeah. I think he might have got one, and he's going to get another kick. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Now, what's Blewett doing here? You wouldn't know.
He's given a free kick to Kane Murphy for after disposal.
I think the ball had to go through the goals for that, Gab.
No, it was a goal. It was a goal, the first kick of Kane Murphy's, and he got a free after disposal, so he's getting another kick at goal.
Well, and he misses.
Gee, Whiskers, he's missed it.
He just missed it, did he? Now they're all having a go at him. Young Bilney's in there telling him what for, but who cares, because he's just got a 7-point goal. Nobody gets a 7-point goal. Stick that in your fucking Wagnall, young Bilney, and tell me we're not playing footy. Okay, the ball's back in the goal square. Now, who's kicking in now? I can't pick this guy up. Anyway, he's wearing...
A bit of anger and not a lot of sense happening out here.
There is. They've really lost it. Goes out in the direction. Rule will take that. Get ones high. And then, Ashley Miller slapped the ball away. And lucky not to get 50 against him. And so was the player who come over the top of Rule. So
we're at the 20-minute mark. In the fourth quarter, Marlborough Range 15-8 to 7-16. I think we're about 40 points ahead.
And Thompson could make it 46. He's hit the post. Now,
no, that was the player that hit the post.
Was it? The player hit the post. Anyway, Charlton got it in, got it to Thompson, and the ball, a kick from Thompson, was just missed and went through for a point. So now Richard Jones back down kicking in. Dutchke on the mark. And I reckon when the game's finished, Richard Jones will be looking over his shoulder, won't he? Because he'll be wondering if Ducky's still playing.
Look at this. Dutchke's going to grab him now. Holy doolies.
He beat him. And he's dead set beat him. No, he hasn't.
Oh,
the umpire beat the lot of them, and he's peeled the ball off him. And it goes to Jones. 5 kicks in 4 quarters. Well done, Jonesy.
And that includes the kick-outs, I reckon.
Yeah. Okay, the ball comes out to Centenary. Now, across here to Shannon McNamara, who gets it up in the Ackland direction. He has a go at it with, I think it was Richards, and Richards wins out on that occasion, gets the ball forward. Well done, young West. He spoiled that. Got it down to Caulfield. Caulfield now sweeps it to Whedon, who sweeps it right back across to West, who now finds Donga Dorwood. Just couldn't get it. Travis Freeman on for his first run. You'll get a free kick out of that, Trav. Thank you very much. First touch for the game. He just come off the bench, Trav. Well done, lad. Gets a kick on now. Finds Donga Dorwood. Running. He gets a look away handball. That wasn't good. Enright's under the hammer. Still gets it on, but out in the Murphy direction. He kick again, back, and then Ackland takes the mark. Gee, this guy's been good, Gav.
Yep, and I'll tell you what, she's on again here with young Kane Murphy, and...
They do not like the Murphy boys. I think... I can't work out the 4 quarters. They're still trying to unsettle them. I thought they might have realised that in the first quarter that they don't do that. And Enright runs away with the ball, but it has to come back because there was a free kick to Igor Johncock. So Johncock.
Young Kane Murphy's been one of our better players all
hasn't he? He's been really hard at it. And they've had a collar and 2, Gab. By geez, I reckon their neck at the moment would be thicker than Ian Beebe's. They've had that much around the neck stuff. Beautiful Thompson. He's come into the game in the last quarter when they really needed people to stand up. And he's kicked to Dirty Kuchel. Thank you very much, Dirty. That's the first time he's actually had enough space to get removing, eh?
Yeah, I think...
McNamara's warned him.
Yeah, I think to be fair, McNamara's probably beat Dirty today.
And I know you'll hate that, Dirty, because most of the players you play against seem to get the best player for the opposition, but... Make this one your own. Well done, lad. You champion. You are a champion. And so is this team out here. They have absolutely put it right up to Mally's today. And they're gone. They're dead set. They're gone, Mally's.
Yeah, no, it's a huge win now. We're at the 26-minute mark, and Marlborough Range are 47 points ahead, I think.
And if that's not a good win, then I'll stand having one. Back to Tiller in the centre. Enright's back in the middle now. Dutchke's still there wearing Jones. And Ackland again to do ruck. Still playing hard at it. Well done. Gets it out. Murphy couldn't get a hand on it. Enright's in there. And there goes the siren. And that's a grand final for Marlborough Range, Gav.
Final score, 16-9 to 7-16. Cactus, that's a very, very decisive win.
It was, and they deserved it. And that credit goes, Mark Enright, well done for your coaching. You've absolutely got this team from last week. I thought they were 2 weeks ago. You had to get your matchups right, and I thought today, Gav, you got them spot on.
I think it's it's been a particularly credible win to the Rangers. They were not expected to win.
And they've come up and done it, and that's well done. Look, just a couple of players, Gav, I reckon that really need to mention. I think Brenton Dutchke.
Yeah, his effort was superb,
wasn't it? And he frustrated Jones to the matter that they were in big trouble. Once they took him out, you could just see they were in trouble. They had no one to lead them.
It's very interesting to sit up here and look at that, isn't it? You see the other players, because of his lack of direction, or his lack of capacity to direct the game. You see the other players arguing, and Bobby Shane. I think that was a fair contest between Bobby Shane and Megsy. I think Mallee Park were looking for leadership, and they didn't have the players they normally get real leadership from today. The other players for Marlborough Range that played well, I was really impressed with Jared Murphy. Yeah. I thought he played it very, very tough. Gave nothing in the back lines. Patterson, well, gee whiz, up front he was there when
Donga Dorwood, I thought, on that other wing, out in the wing there.
Yeah.
Give him a lot of bite. Leroy Whedon.
Yeah, Leroy, and I think he had a very good contest with Eddie Betts.
Eddie Betts, yeah.
Yeah. Jared Christian come into the game late.
He only said that because his mum's taking the photos.
I think he did. Timmy Caulfield had a big contest with Michael Hooker, and I think probably Clint Ackland in the centre.
The centre, yeah. He rucked all day.
Yeah.
Gav, and his workload was just unreal. The boys out here singing their song now, and look, they deserve it. They really do.
For Mallee Park, I think their best player was big John O'Warrior.
Yeah, had a fair bit of it. Eddie Betts,
yeah, he played well.
Had a bit of it, but
Michael Hooker early. Michael Hooker was looking dangerous.
Awesome, wasn't he?
Yeah. To credit of Tim Caulfield, he worked hard and got on top of him.
And then Matey Murney's kicks. If he did get a kick, he was earning them. But look, they're a dejected mob down there, Malleys. They had a good chance at it, but look, you got to take that shit, Gav. You know, like they dished it out pretty hard and fast today. Everyone. Yeah. There wasn't a Marlborough Range player who didn't cop one high.
I think obviously Malleys came here thinking they could ruffle Marlborough Range up. Yeah. I would have thought they would have been much smarter playing football. Than, yeah. The bigger, stronger Marlborough Range side. Look, to Marlborough Range credit, I didn't think they had the players in there to match it with the rough stuff. And certainly Donga let them know that he was prepared to
stand up to them.
Yep.
The Murphy boys, I thought they dished it up to the Murph boys, and look, they just took it on the chin. And
this young Kane Murphy, gee whiz, he got attention all day long and just kept at it and at it and at it. I'll be very, very interested to see who gets Marlborough Range's best. I reckon he'd be up there.
He'd definitely get a look at it, yeah. And I thought the players that come on the ground, Lukey Nettle, Chad Owen, really stepped up, and
Mark Enright is best
for Marlborough Range. So probably not our choice, Gav, but I don't know. We're not picking them.
Well, I think given that he was standing Bobby Shane Dudley, I reckon that's a big call.
It is, but anyway, all the best to Mega, and look, he deserves it. His year he's put in with the boys and all the guys out there. Look, it was a great effort, and for the A's and B's to get up this year, Gav, I think it's a credit to them. They've worked together well, and they partied well together. So you know, it all boils down to a good club atmosphere. And,
yep. Disappointing with the under-17s, and the under-14s went down by a point. So.
Yeah. So
pretty good year for Marlborough Range.
Not bad for the team, but anyway, we'll leave you with it here, and probably see you next grand final, eh?
Well done, Bruce.
See you.
Number 3, Matt West. Number 4, Matt Harrison. Number 5, Brendan Dutchke. Number 6, Darren Rule. Number 8, Craig Dorwood. Number 9, Graham Johnson. Number 10, Todd Coon. Number 11, Kane Murphy. Number 12, Travis Freeman. Mike Kugel. 15, Cash Owen. 16, Leroy Williams. 17, Lee Hill. 18, Gary Christian. 20, Michael Simpson. 23, Chris Howell. 24, Steve Thompson. 27, Rick Ackland. 44, Tim Caulfield. 1, Damien Woods. Team manager, Biff McFarlane. And for the team, his premiership battalion, Mark Enright. Number 7, Mark Enright. Could Darren Rule come forward as well, please? Could Darren Rule come forward again, please? To receive the Port Lincoln Crimes Trophy as the 2000 Premiers from Brian Barnett of the Port Lincoln Crimes. Mark Enright, the captain coach, and Darren Rule, the vice captain of Marble Range. The Nash Army Premiership Club. Secretary Donald Smith.
Have a good night.
Yeah, they do.
Have a good night, Jeffo.
And a few
Whoa.
Cool guys.
Yeah.
The Cougars win.
The Dragons 2 weeks ago.
And the regulars of the world, both in person and in our lives, not members of the board for the people that are around the world, in terms of the board for those that are not around the world, around the world. Absolutely fantastic. And we're going to run the chance on the road. So that's amazing.
Okay, let's do recording.
Thank you very much, Mark. The South Marble Range is privileged to be a victory in class of honour. That concludes the official presentation, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your attendance again this year.
Gee whiz, that's a disgrace. They must have got no parking for it.
Yeah.